with us.
Yeah, we're going to have your code and your ticker on this network, and you can't stop it from being traded.
Right.
And so there's a derivative, and then if there's liquidity bonding the prices together, so if, let's say you have Chainlink on Ethereum, and then after launch, price bounces around a while, but I bet that over time that these prices will move similarly.
Right.
I think that the Link ticker on Pulsechain is likely to move similarly to the Link ticker on Ethereum.
Right. Just because of the bridge, right? And
well, because they're bonded by the liquidity.
Right.
And then it's the same code with the same ticker. Now, do you want to pay $100 or $300 to trade it on Ethereum, or do you want to pay a penny to trade it over here? And we already know this answer because they're doing it on other networks as well.
Yeah.
People do trading on alternate networks, and then we're the one that you don't like. Your coins are already here. You don't even have to bridge over. Right. You've already got your free coins here. You can already access them by changing one setting in your MetaMask. It's awesome.
Dude, it sounds
well.
It sounds pretty awesome.
Well, that's the trick. That's the magic. Is you launch this whole network with all these new coins. How do you get those new coins to be valuable?
Right.
But by not letting anyone ever stop the trading, by having the same tickers,
yeah,
and by giving people a reason to back the value of the things they got free,
right?
By rewarding them with a yield farming token. It's like a giant vampire attack, basically. It's a giant vampire.
Everybody, hope you're doing well out there. You'll have to excuse my voice. It's a little bit rusty this morning, but always a pleasure to be live streaming, especially amongst these pumpalicious times. Crypto and Pulsechain are pumping. It looks like the Ethereum ETF launch is expected for Tuesday. We're going to cover all that. And, of course, Larry Fink from BlackRock. There's a pro and cons to this, but he's super bullish on Bitcoin. And, of course, over $10 trillion fund. So kind of cool. I don't know. Is it a bit like you get paid for your Bitcoin but you trade away your gains for freedom? So what it is, I don't know. But it's bullish nevertheless for the crypto markets. And we're going to get into all that and more today. We're going to be covering meme coins, of course, multi-chain. We're going to be covering Pulsechain in depth. Pulsechain moving, looking good. We're going to be obviously covering Pulsechain Mafia. We've got lots to talk about today. Lots of cool things. Obviously, the Trump tokens are moving pretty strong as well. Pretty exciting. All right, so let's get it. Stock market also breaking records. So really is a fun time to be in crypto and the markets generally. Let's see who's in the house. We got Lies Beneath, looking good. How are you today? Very good. Before I get into the rest of it, we've got a poll up at the moment. How excited are you about the future crypto market over the next 6 to 12 months? Now, you can, if you think it's going to be a bit long for the bull market, you could add an 18 if you want, but 6 to 12 months is pretty good. Mega excited, super excited or not that excited. So yeah, that is kind of cool. Now, let's get into it. We got Hex, Pulsex is set in the center for the 100%. That is the golden crypto strategy, and Lies Beneath brings that to us every day. Big shout out to all the effort he does for this support channel. We got Scotty in the house as well. 2024, 2025 will end up being a great years for crypto. Richard Hart will beat the SEC and Donald Trump will be president. I think that's a really bullish outcome. And we're going to talk about that when we get into the stock market news around the presidential race in the United States right now. Brennan is in the house there. Morning, Superman and family. Hey, good to see our TA guru here. Never fear, Brennan is here and bringing us the alpha. Breakout chart for the charts looking promising. Yeah, we're actually going to talk about that when we get the Pulsechain on the 4 hourly. So big shout out to Max Payne out there. Focusing the eyes on the 200-day moving average. The 200 moving average for the 4 hourly. We're going to look at that. Let me know your thoughts, Brendan, on that when we get up to it. But very excited. And also on Bitcoin, Ethereum, pop those in the chat, Brendan, if you want to add into that conversation while we live stream. We got Jay in the house. Hey, Jay, everything good to see you. 100% says Jay. I guess you're responding to Brendan's comments about the breakout looking promising. Pulsechain's looking like it's going to pivot too. We're going to talk about that. So it's a very bullish coverage. Leading forward from here. Wookie is breaking out of the sink cupboard. Wookie is doing some plumbing at the moment. He seems to be a man of many skills, and he puts on a different hat when he's doing different jobs around the house. So big shout out to you, Wookie. All right, let's get into it without further ado. Let's crush the stock market. Let's look at the records. Breaking record stock market today. Dow in record close as Powell acknowledges inflation progress. So this is good all round. We really are having the stars align. It is very exciting. Let's have a look here. We've got the Dow Jones up over 0.5%, 210 points to 40,211. Woo! Let's look at the max chart here. It is pretty insane. Look at that all time. Look at that 40,000. Unbelievable. Remember, the Dow Jones is the top 30 United States firms in there, or at least that's the composite. We got the S&P 500 is up 0.25%, 16 points to 5,631. We got the Nasdaq there up 0.4%, 77 points to 18,475. So all the tech companies doing well. Also, it is a super bullish at the moment, like just crazy. Is this what we were perfect timing? 2-3 months after the Bitcoin halving, this is the perfect timing for this hyper rally that we're all expecting, where money is grows on trees, or at least crypto does. Now, we had some recent data has boosted the Fed's confidence on inflation. This is from Powell. So Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said Monday that recent inflation readings had boosted the Fed's confidence on bringing down inflation, suggesting the Fed is moving closer to rate cuts. Yeah, boy, bullish. What increases that confidence is more good inflation data. Lately, here we have been getting some of that. So I was happy with the data coming through. That was at the Economic Club in Washington, D.C. The Fed doesn't expect to wait until inflation reaches the 2% target before cutting rates. And the Fed chief acknowledged that recent data inflation has increased the Fed's confidence that is making progress in the battle against inflation. So kind of cool. That also moves us to obviously Donald Trump being the big news there, surviving an assassination attempt. This has obviously boosted his election victory odds that were already in his favor if you were following some of the college votes there. Former president and leading Republican candidate Donald Trump was targeted in an assassination attempt during a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania on Saturday. The assailant shot at Trump multiple times, grazing his ear. The early responses to the attack seem to suggest that his chances of winning the 2024 race were improved, which could result in more hawkish trade policy and looser regulation. Now let's focus on that looser regulation there. That's going to be good for crypto, right? Because at the moment we've got an out of control SEC. And of course, getting very clear regulations around crypto, very important, and also potential to change the leadership of the SEC, and of course, then drop a lot of these frivolous charges is potentially there too, particularly obviously civil charges like the one against Richard Hart. So this is very bullish for us, folks. I mean, honestly, it would just be absolutely awesome. Awesome for crypto generally, and awesome for freedom, but also awesome for Pulsechain, Richard Hart, and the community here, and could be a huge value re-rate. Just like we saw, $40 million plus, I think it was, exit the chain. We could see that, come back, and it could be hyper bullish there. So kind of cool. Trump is now set to speak, of course, at Milwaukee. I think he did do that, but he certainly arrived there. And of course, following the attack, Trump media technology surged 33%. So obviously doing well for him in terms of his own company, making him a bit more better off. Early analysts suggest the odds of victory in the come November have shifted in favor of the president. And so that is where we are there. Now, the other thing is we've also in the earnings season, right, for the stock market. And we know that the stock is performing still pretty well, which is exciting to see. Banks, of course, are doing pretty well. Goldman Sachs, BlackRock, Bank of America. Apple's doing well also. So we've got technology companies doing well as well. Technology, particularly around AI, is performing very well. AI chips and, of course, the technology that uses it. So they're doing pretty well. And of course, we had today big news from Trump as well about his vice president pick, which he'd been holding off. And of course, we now find out that it's going to be James David Vance as his vice president running mate. And of course, they signed off both Trump and the president at the Republican conference. So he is now the official running mate, not presumptive. So that's kind of cool. He's a pretty good candidate in my view. Certainly, I did like Vivek, but Vivek is very similar to Trump. Trump likes to get the quiet guys, the more quiet guys. So I think that's where we've seen there. Now, hopefully, James, based on his performance, has done very well. Really nice guy, very good family man. And of course, he won't repeat what we had with Mike Pence. Mike Pence was a real, turncoat in many ways. And so it's good to see that James will be a solid rank there. Certainly a MAGA candidate as well. After lengthy deliberation and thought and consideration, says Trump, the tremendous talents of many others, I have decided the person best suited to assume the position of Vice President of the United States is Senator J.D. Vance of the great state of Ohio. And then Trump said that Thursday. So that is the news there around that. Now, I had to have some comments about that. I'm not sure if I had any No, I think that's it at the moment. So let's move on into the tools. Let's go to the tools here. Look at the Fed rate monitor, and of course all that feeding into a bullish future. I mean, really, it is looking hot for the markets. We've got the next Fed meeting in 2 weeks and 1 day. We're expecting a no change of that Fed meeting in July, but September is the talk of the town there. And look at that. We have got 100% of the market expecting a pivot. 100% expecting a pivot in September. Super duper bullish there. Wow. So looking good there. 25 basis points at the least is the decrease there. All right, so that is looking bullish. And of course, crypto. Oh my gosh, we're not just green today. We are dark green, which means over 5%, right? Over 5% move. And look at that. Absolutely looking awesome. $64,748 on Bitcoin, up 6.5%. Really nice moves here. Ethereum, $3,482, up 7.4% almost. Looking really good. We've got Solana is up 7.85%. We've got BNB is up 7.3% at $585. And obviously that BNB being up is feeding the BNB Pulsechain, BNB Mafia vault. So that's going up in value as well in US dollar terms. Pretty cool. XRP is up. ADA is up. Now ADA, of course, we're expecting the Chang fork. That's up 2% at the moment at 44 cents. So that could have another rally, and just based on that news, Chang fork, which is still not out yet. We're expecting the 15th and 16th. But there were rumors of delays there, so we'll keep a tabs on the old ADA there. What else is looking interesting? Obviously, the meme coins over on the right here are all super duper pumping here, and Pepe, which was the worst performer out of the top 10, is now the best performer, 29.6% there out of the top 10 meme coins, which we're going to check out later on. So a beautiful day in crypto, and a good time to fill out that poll. So get it in there. We've got a poll in the chat, 14 votes so far. Make sure you get in there and vote. We'll check that out a bit later at the end of our wrap up for crypto general. Let's jump into Bitcoin. Woo! Hot dog the dog. We're going down. We were going down. We broke down the 200. We broke down the 50-day moving average. Sorry, we broke down the 50-day moving average in yellow. We then broke the 200-day moving in blue. But now we've broken up over the 200-day moving average, and we've broken up over the 50-day moving average. And for the time being, it seems like we've avoided a death cross in the charts here with the 50-day going down below the 200-day. So everything is looking spectacular. Volume is up big time here on Coinbase as well. And we're currently at $63,580 there on the old Bitcoin. Very cool. Now, as you guys know, we had the Bitcoin halving not too far long ago. Let's see how many days. 86 days. So we're almost up to that 3-month period. I did say that we'd have 2 or 3 months of volatility, but it's been to the upside side generally, obviously with the last exception of the last month or so. But here we are looking pretty good there at the moment. In fact, we're almost back at the same price that we were at the Bitcoin halving. Isn't that funny? So we're almost back at there at the same price there. Look at that. That's hilarious. We're almost back to that. So very bullish move, and back over the 200-day moving average. Very important. So kind of cool. Everything going pretty well. The 200-day moving average, we're above that. So kind of nice there. All right, let me just have a drink here. Hope you guys are doing well. Cheers. Celebrate, everybody. Get yourself a Coke and bourbon. I'm just going to celebrate, though. It's a very good news. Kind of cool. So that is Bitcoin. Let's go up to the Runes protocol. Obviously, first season of meme coins on the Bitcoin. And, of course, we're looking to see what Bullish do over there. There are different features, obviously, compared to EVM chains. That's why centralized exchanges are so important. But we do see the big emergence of decentralized exchanges on Bitcoin, despite the 10-minute block time over there, or even up to 30 minutes sometimes. But at the moment, we got the Runes doing pretty well. We can see our number one pick, Dog Go to the Moon, is up 7.8% today at 8.129 sats. Market cap is back over $500 million at 524 million at the moment. So that is doing pretty well. We've got Nakamoto dollars down a little bit. That's a kind of a stable coin idea. But everything else is pumping. Ryzik, Pups World is up 44%. $1 billion cat up 30% there at number 6. Lobo, which is another one of my favorites, is up into 7th spot. They've actually moved up a couple of spots there, up to 18% there. Pepe and no change. And we've got Decentralized, which is an Ethereum team, and down 60%. And Rune is slightly down there. And Satoshi Nakamoto has been pushed out to number 11. But the one we've kind of been watching is the Trump theme, right? Over 300 different runes are etched onto a rune protocol on top of Bitcoin. And we can see that it's down 5% today. It's 8.5 sats. It peaked out the other day or 2 days ago at 10.5 sats, I think. But the market cap's still 5 million, but it's definitely one to watch on the Runes protocol. We already see the Trump tokens doing very well on Solana and Ethereum and things like that. So if you pick the right ones, you've been able to make mad gains in the last 24 to 48 hours on some of these leading Trump tokens. There's so many of them that you have to get the leading ones right, but there's definitely some mad gains on those. So doing pretty well. We won't talk about NFTs, but NFTs are also trading in terms of BRC20 ordinals and stuff like that. They're over here, or at least ordinals. They're over there. We've got Node Monks at the top there at the moment. Runestone, number 3. That's the one where you got the airdrop of dog and so forth. So you can see the top 10 over there. So ordinals or NFTs equivalents on a Bitcoin are trading as well. That's on Magic Eden. Now, we talk more about this in the Bitcoin Strategy Club. So if you want to join that, hit the link in the video description below. Very, very cool. Did we get hit up with some spam somewhere? Someone's spammed up. Maybe on another channel. So if anyone's over on Superman Crypto, if they see that spam, if you could delete it, because I haven't got that up at the moment. So you know what it is about the Apple. All right, let's go. We've got some more comments in the chat. That's before we move on into Ethereum. Let's quickly get in some of those. Let's mix it up a little bit today. Let's see here. We got Brennan says Golden Cross on 4 hour. Very bullish, says Brennan. We've got Wookie in house. Says Wookie is standing on the bank breakout spot. Nice one, Wookie. MVS is in house there. He must have over 2 hats. Yeah, Wookie does. He has many hats when he's doing this multi chores. Drix is in house there. Hope you're feeling good, Superman. Hey, thanks there, Drix. Appreciate it. And of course, the syndicate for the win there, Drix. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. I'm looking at you, kid. I'm looking at you. You know what they say: 2 hats and 2 heads. I don't know where you make it this stuff, but. We got Brennan says Trump talks Thursday in Milwaukee. There we go. But could make an appearance in an hour, not speaking. No, yeah. I don't think he's going to be speaking. Kind of very tactical there. Wookie called it a JD Vance. So well done on that call for the vice president pick. What else? We got jump through those ones there. We've got a bit of spam. I think it's on Superman Crypto. So if you can, we've got a moderators over there if they can check that out. Check my Pulse team in the house. Great evening to Hex Token family. It certainly is. The markets are pumping and we are jumping. That's for sure. All right. That is the link to Magic Eden, the top decentralized DEX for Runes Protocol on Bitcoin. First season for meme coins on Bitcoin. It's going to be fun to see what it can do and whether it can dominate the other chains, Ethereum and Solana, to have the most valuable meme coin like dog on the Bitcoin. It kind of makes big sense there with the liquidity. DGen Hexkin in the house there. Hey, family. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well, too. All right. Without further ado, let's get into Ethereum because that's kind of the big news today, isn't it? The big news today. So let's do that. Bam. So Ethereum at the moment is looking at a mega good. And we have obviously Slim in a thing there. We crossed below the 50-day moving average in yellow. We then moved below the 200-day moving average. Got all the way down to 2,800, really down that next support leg. We broke a few support legs. Down 2,800, managed to bounce from that. And then we've come all back. We've come over the 200-day moving, over to the 150-day. And now we're looking very, very nice indeed at 3,474. So very, very nice power move here. We are expecting the launch on Tuesday. So what have we got? Tuesday. Tuesday is the US time. So we're actually going to bring this forward a bit. Let's actually come forward. So tomorrow will be the time in US time. It's Tuesday here down under already, but for for the US it's going to be Tuesday. So that's what we're expecting. So let me just pull up the comment about that. So Eric Balkahunas, the Bloomberg analyst who we've been following, he says the update is that Nate's instincts were right. So Nate, he's talking about Nate Geraci, talking about the spot ETF approval week. He says, hearing SEC finally got back to the issues today. So all the people that applied for Ethereum ETFs, they got back, the SEC responded to them finally, asking them to return their final S1 forms on Wednesday, including fees, and then request effectiveness on Monday after close for a Tuesday the 23rd there. So it's actually for next week, actually. I just realized that, not this week. So Tuesday, the 23rd. So that is the expected launch. So my bad, got that on the wrong day there, but on Tuesday. So kind of cool. So that is next week, and that is going to be how many days away? So that is expected for 7 days away. and the market loves it. So a bullish move there on that one. All right. So that is the bullishness around there. So 23rd of July, Tuesday, is expected to be the launch for the Ethereum ETFs. So very, very cool on that. Now, we also obviously had that news. So that's coming out for next week. So we're going to have probably a very bullish rally leading into that. Let's jump over to the general news. So the general news, we had this. This is about Balgonis there talking about that update. So like I say, Nate's instincts are right. The SEC. So this is Nate here saying, welcome to the spot Ethereum ETF approval week. I'm calling it. And of course he goes, Nate's instincts are right. The SEC, final SES1's forms were on Wednesday. And of course they're expecting a 23rd of July, Tuesday launch for the Ethereum ETFs. That's kind of the mark now on that one. Now that's going to lead us into ADA. Obviously we were waiting for the Chang fork. Chang fork, don't believe has happened yet. It's still coming up. So we're going to have to put that out probably into the weekend now. So we'll just leave that there for the time being. A bit of a question mark there. But ADA has moved back over the 200-day moving average, currently at 44 cents at the moment. And so we're looking forward to that potentially being a big piece of good news too ahead of us. So question mark, though, over when that will be. All right, so that leads us into the general news around the bullish news around for crypto generally. And as we have Larry Fink, right? Larry Fink talking about his support for Bitcoin. He's obviously in charge of BlackRock, which is doing a lot of the globalist nonsense that we've got at the moment, supporting globalist takeover. But in terms of Bitcoin, he's very bullish. $10 trillion fund, of course. And let's hear from him. This came out earlier today.
I know you have been a leader in willing to embrace crypto. You have made it so that people can be in Bitcoin. We hear that you are thinking about Ethereum. These are incredible things. Now, BlackRock is not known as a gunslinger by any means. So you obviously must believe that this maybe is an alternative. Is this an alternative in order to be able, because of a deficit, maybe something long-term people should have?
Absolutely. As you know, I was a skeptic.
Yes.
I was a proud skeptic. And I studied it, learned about it, and I came away saying, okay, my opinion 5 years ago was wrong. Here's my opinion today. This is what I believe in today. I believe the opportunity today. I believe Bitcoin is legitimate. I'm not trying to say there's not misuses like everything else, but it is a legitimate financial instrument that allows you to have maybe uncorrelated, non-correlated type of returns. I believe it is an instrument that you invest in when you're more frightened, though. It is an instrument when you believe that countries are debasing their currency, debasing their currency by excess deficits, and some countries are. I believe we have countries where you're frightened of your everyday existence, and if you have an opportunity to invest in something that is outside your country's control, then you can have more financial control. And so I'm a major believer that there is a role for Bitcoin in portfolios. I believe you're going to see that as one of the asset classes that we all look at. I look at it as digital gold, as I said before, and I do believe there's a real need for everyone to look at it as one alternative to, I would say, the optimism that I have in the world. If you want to hedge hope, Bitcoin is not an instrument for hope unless you're hopeful you're going to make a lot of money on it. But I look at it as a vehicle in which you're expressing your financial acumen in something that you're more frightened of the world, you're more frightened of your existence. And I believe there's a great industrial use for it. And I think a lot of people are missing that.
I couldn't agree more. I changed my mind about it when you did. You had been my thinking. It was like, you don't believe in it, so I can't believe it. I want to thank Larry Fink for the message of optimism.
Thanks.
And also for a great quarter. Larry Fink is the co-founder, chairman, and CEO of BlackRock. I think the most important investment company in the world.
Thanks, guys. Carl.
All right, so that there was from Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock there, over $10 trillion in assets under management. And bullish on crypto. Of course, we've seen him talk about this late last year when the real market really started kicking off, leading into the launch of the Bitcoin ETFs on the 10th of January, 2024. And of course, very bullish there. So it's game on now, isn't it? Wide corporate acceptance And where is it going to go from here? $100,000 Bitcoin this year? It seems very likely that's the next target. And of course, if it can break that, then you can start talking about 200-300 grand. We know Richard Hart had 240, I think, as his target. We've seen top commentators talk about, a whole bulk of commentators talk about 150 to 180. So let's see where we go from here. And some people, obviously, with even higher prices like that, like gold parity, for example, just as Larry Fink was talking about, we shall see. But in any case, it's going to be pretty cool. And Brennan says, pump our bags, Larry. Yeah, pump our bags indeed. We've got Tin Top in the house there. Hey, what's up, Tin Top? I can't do my normal thing today because my voice is a bit shot. But good to see you in the house there, Tin Top. And a big shout out to Academiciated as well. Evening all. Hope you're doing well. All right, so let's get into it. We've got our final topic in general crypto is going to be the marketplace on the memes. Obviously, with the main chains doing well, we got meme season is really starting to take off again. And we can see that at the moment, the top 10, we've got Dodge at number 1. It is up 7% for the 24 hours, up 16% for the week. We've got SHIB at number 2, at up 10% there, at up 22% for the week. Pepe is the big mover. It was the big loser. Now it's the big winner, up 26% and up 30% for the week. So kind of cool there. Dog with Hat is also another one that's made big gains, 22%, 32% for the week. And Bonk there, up 9%, 11.5%. Floki there, up 20%, 29% for the week. Brett up 20%, 33% for the week. Mogcoin, which is kind of one of the newer entrances, been doing very well lately. I mean, you can see up 63% over the last 7 days, 10% today or 11%. Book of Meme there, or BOEM, is up 12% and or 13% there, 70% for the week. And finally, to wrap up our top 10 is a Dog, which is the one we're backing for the win. The market cap upside is huge. I mean, just got back over $500 million. So yeah, the market cap up. So you can think about the number X's you're going to get right from each of these meme coins. Really feel like Dog is going to be a leading narrative there. And of course, it's the only one out of these top 10 that's Bitcoin. And of course, also waiting for top tier 1 exchanges listings, right? So it's got a lot of upside news that can be built into it, as well as liquidity on the Bitcoin, as all these other on Base and Solana and Ethereum and things like that. So, but for the first time, we've got meme coins on Bitcoin through the Runes protocol, which is the 2.0, as it were, following on from BRC20s and OSC20s and Ordinals last year. So very excited about where this potentially could go on that. So those are the top 10 there at the moment. So good news all around with those memes. Let's jump over to the total market, 2.38 trillion. So where market cap is almost up 5.9% today as well. So nice little bounce there. Very bullish. All right, that's going to lead us into Pulsechain. Kind of cool. Going to lead us into Pulsechain. Let's do it. We got Anita in the house there. Morning all. Good evening, everybody. Hey, Anita, hope you're doing well there. And we got Archie, the Don of the Syndicate, in the house as well. Good to see the Don. Hi all. Big shout out to you. We're going to talk about some of the things that the Don's been up to today for the Syndicate on BNB Mafia, actually. So we've got results for day 430. We just started day 431, but basically at the turn of the day, this is day 430. We've got Pulsechain at the moment at 442. So up almost 5%, 44% of the mean sacrifice price. So a big move actually today, relatively speaking. We've got Pulsex at the moment, quadruple 0219, 6.5% increase today. The buy and burn is ticked up there, 921.3 billion Pulsex has been bought up and burned. That is 4.55% of the public supply so far. So not too bad there. We're still at a huge discount to the mean sacrifice price at only 22%. So a lot of upside potential for Pulsex as well. The incentive token is up 5.47%. Most of that is to do with Pulse price being up 4.77% there, but the ratio is holding pretty steady and up slightly at 52,647 Pulse per incentive token. The emissions out of there at the moment, that number doesn't look like it's changing, does it? So it doesn't change much, so I'm not sure what that number is, but that is where it is there. We've got Hex at the moment, is up 4.68%. It is the worst performer today, was the best performer yesterday, worst performer today though, but it's at 55 hundredth of a penny. And is that a good sign? Is that a good omen? 55, as everybody knows, 555 and 369 are all Hex numbers. So not bad there. 4.68%. We've got EHEX at the moment at 16 hundredth of a penny. That's made a really decent move down from 13 hundredth of a penny down to 16. We've got the combined price of EHEX and PX now at 7/10 of a penny. So that's nice to see that starting to rise for the old Hex. So that's day 430 on Pulsechain. Let's go to the charts and have a look at the bigger view here. So this is the 4 hourly on Pulsechain. And of course, Max Payne there, big shout out to him, talking about looking at this bullish cross here. Look where we are. That's a 200 moving average for the 4 hourly. Look at that thing. Let's go full chart mode on the 4 hourly. And this is the trader's view, right? The trader's view. And look at that. I mean, that's really bullish. We've hit it once there before, but at the moment we got the upward momentum, right? So very, very excited about that. We are getting a bit overheated on the RSI on the 4 hour, but very, very, very bullish sign here that we may be, about to pivot to the upside. Let's go to the daily on Pulsechain. RSI is still pretty chill at 51. This is a really good, strong position to be on a daily, just over the 51%. So we could get some really bullish moves. We've got the 200-day moving average all the way up here. So that would be very bullish once we get over that. Quadruple 8871 is the 200-day moving average at the moment on the old Pulsechain. So we'll keep a good lookout for that. Let's go to the weekly. We've got a nice little upside there at the weekly. At the moment, that is the view there on the weekly. Obviously, no 200-day moving average there, but we have, was this the bottom, local bottom here, back on the 8th of July, the week of the 8th of July there at 3,700. We're now at 4,400 from there, so nice little bounce from that. Let's look at the move. That is a 20% move, and the RSI has started to pick up here at 34.5. So are we about to break up there on the RSI, get a nice little move on, maybe something like this? We got a slightly higher low from way back when we had the pullback after the SEC event in July. We still obviously have the SEC motions coming up, but we have better news. So news has improved for Pulsechain and the SEC. So we know that we had Richard's lawyers received the lawyer's note there back. What day was that? Let's see here. It was back here on the 8th of July. Richard Hart's lawyers got the SEC reply for the civil case against Richard Hart, Pulsechain, Pulsex, and Hex. But we have big, awesome fight back here coming up on the 22nd of August. And the timing couldn't be better, right? We've got a very bullish outlook on a 4 hourly. Looks like we're moving up. And so the chart's looking better. And we've also got, obviously, the market's looking generally very, very bullish with, the Chang for ADA, the Ethereum ETF coming up with the Trump nomination moving forward, all that sort of stuff with the interest rate pivots. Everything is looking really, really good. The stars are aligning. And here we are leading into what is the counterpunch from Richard's Dream Team lawyers. And of course, that's coming up in 22nd. So everything is looking really good. I think August could shape up being very, very bullish for a Pulsechain. And we might get some relativity advantages there versus the rest of the crypto market. We shall see. But feeling pretty good about that. We've got 37 days to go until the SEC response by Richard's Dream Team there. So yeah, after that, of course, we've got the oral arguments on the 22nd of October. I think that's going to be an interesting period. We'll probably firm up our view on that as we get closer. But it may end up being a bit of a surprise. Maybe people will rally the market there. If we rallied into August, maybe that will have a bit of profit taking, then maybe another rally into it, and then maybe a sell-off after that. We'll see just how the general market is at that time. It's going to be interesting. Now, the other bullish thing for the Pulsechain is this court case is that if Trump does win, we know he's pro-crypto. We know he's probably going to change the SEC leadership. That means maybe by the beginning of next year, we could possibly see big changes there as well. And therefore, some of the cases like this may get dropped with the new leadership, and we'll get clarification over regulation. So that's just a bullish, right? Rather than this dark, shady Biden administration and all their nonsense and shady stuff that they're doing, right? So it could be very good for the US as well. And we also know Trump's going to be fantastic on energy. And of course, if you're going to have an economy, you need cheap energy. And so it's going to be positive as well. So it's just going to be more buoyant there, generally speaking. And of course, with the interest rate pivots as well. So pretty exciting where that's going to head. All right, Pulsex at the moment, obviously, is doing pretty well. Let's go to... I've got different moving averages on here, but we're about to get a bullish cross, very close here on the daily with the yellow line, which is the 13-day crossing over the 34, and the RSI's got plenty of room to move on that 55, so not bad there at all. And if we look at a bigger view on this, we can see that we've got our uptrend intact. Look at that. The uptrend is intact with that support line. So we've got almost one indicator, two indicators, and we've got the RSI, plenty of room to move on 55, and we've got higher lows as well versus in the past from December, January, October, and September. So Pulsex looking pretty good for a big move, and it's miles away from the mean sacrifice price. So looking very good indeed. Is this very close to that cross that we're after? So a lot of good indicators there. So Pulsechain a good pickup, and of course August could be quite juicy for that, and July, August. I mean, it could be really good given the environment at the moment. It seems like a no-brainer, really. Let's have a look at the incentive token. Second token has been performing like a boss regardless, and you can see in the channel here, right in the middle right now at the moment, at 53,330 incentive to one, a pulse to one incentive. When that breaks out, it's going to be particularly huge. And we could see some big moves in prices. $2.32 at the moment. And we could easily see that go ramp up way higher on the chart. And previous high was up at $9.50. If we break that ratio, man, it's we could see, some people are talking about some huge dollar prices, but definitely we could see $10 plus in there quite easily. And of course, maybe upwards of $100 over time. We shall see. Some people got $1,000 for incentive, but I don't see that. We have big whales that are mining, so there's going to be a limit where the big whales end up selling in, regardless of the price appreciation. So we're going to get that. So, that's a normal thing. Part where prices go up, we get more volume coming to the market. It's a normal part of that. So just keep your rational mind about that, and don't get over FOMO and take profits. Right, take profits are very important on the way there. All right, so that is incentive token. Hex, of course, is really the underdog here. It's been really cheap, but we are getting pretty close to a bullish cross here also. We've got to wait for that pink line there to cross the purple line. That's going to be a positive indicator. On the daily, we've got the RSI at 55, so very strong position to move from there too. So this uptrend looking very good indeed. So good all around, super duper cheap. Anything under this 1 cent penny mark is just absolutely incredible pickup for Hex in my view. So still looking very good with the upside being particularly large for the old Hex there on Pulsechain. ETH has been doing a real nice runner. Look at that beautiful little runner there. We've had it before, of course, but maybe this time we might be able to get even higher there. RSI at 57, so keep a lookout for that. All right, that's the Richard Hart tokens. Let's go to the gas prices on Pulsechain, sitting at 339,000 beats, half a penny for a Pulsechain swap at the moment. So definitely with the price up there and the higher gas, a little bit more expensive, but still super duper cheap on Pulsechain. 300th of a penny for a Pulsecoin transfer, 1/10 of a penny for a PRC20 transfer at the moment. We're 927 times cheaper than Ethereum, a full weight on Ethereum right now. And of course, we know a lot of activity from Ethereum has been moving over to second layer protocols, following the proto-dank sharding. And so yeah, that is where we are at the moment, and 1,853 times cheaper than Bitcoin at the moment. All right, let's go to the validators. We've got 48,336 validators, and we've got 1.55 trillion Pulse at the moment staked with the validators. And I can't say this enough. Now is the time to pick up 32 million Pulse while it's still relatively cheap. And then you can, if you like a passive income, you can get it staked. Maybe pick up some equipment from David Feder from Validator Store and start mining. Start basically staking or validating, I should say, on the Pulsechain while it's still affordable. Let's get to the bridge there. Woohoo! We did it. I talked about this yesterday. We were sitting at $98 million yesterday. We're at $101.5 million over on the Pulsechain, and so we hit our target of $100 million. Very cool. And we got Ethereum there is taking #1 spot over from DAI. DAI is pretty much similar to what we had yesterday, but the Ethereum price going up. We're almost at 30 million ETH. It's good news. And of course, EHEX is up as well. It's gone up quite a bit, and so here we are, almost at $10 million on the EHEX. And the wrap Bitcoin, of course, has gone up as well. Some nice normal moves there at the moment on the old Pulsechain. So that's day 430. We're starting day 431, of course. Let's get into the rest of the markets quickly. Everything's pretty much green out of the Hex derivatives. We've got Hedron up 6.4% on Ethereum. Maxi, the 10-year mining pool there, is up 4%. And Hedron as well on Pulsechain up 4% as well. Some nice little moves there. Moving to stablecoins on Pulsechain, we've got PDAI, the speculative stablecoin, is currently at 0.28 of a penny, up 9%. So they're getting a good little speculative move on again. LUSD with the mint capped and the burning is at 4.2%. And all our stables are pretty much stable, except for Coast and USDL are under peak at the moment. Let's have a quick look at LUSD. It is a speculative narrative, but it's holding pretty well in the middle. Let's see where the burn is at the moment. Can we see that on the website? Maybe we can. Let's go to the website and see whether it has it on there. Normally I go to the block explorer, but do we have it on here? Do they have it on here? I'm not sure. The burn. Oh, there's a tab up there for the burn. They're trying to get a 95-99% burn. That's probably kind of what you need if you're going to actually get the price going, hyperbolic. They're currently at 4.5%. So there we go. That is the burn at the moment. So ticking away pretty nicely there. All right, that is it. So it's going to be fun to see that try to achieve these kind of things. So kind of cool. We have got some kind of cool narratives on Pulsechain. We've got PDI, we've got LUSD, USDC, USD Tether, those Pulsechain copies trying to get to $1, those kind of narratives. At least a 1 cent is kind of the first goal, right? And then we've got cool DAO ecosystems like PDDC, UFO, doing some pretty cool things there. And we've obviously got Giffordware doing their cool things, experiments as well, and tokenomics. So there's lots of cool stuff. Obviously Mafia, another one. So there's some pretty interesting stuff happening there. All right, that is it on those. Let's go to the influencer coins, which is a whole nother category. It's been performing pretty well. Created a lot of interest on the Pulsechain. And that is, we got more token from Trayvon up 6%. SolidX, Randy's whale friend, up 3.8%. Where's the Note token? So Note token had that airdrop, obviously. I guess let me know in the chat if you got that airdrop. There are 4 tokens. You need 100,000 Note tokens to have qualified for that. I should have probably pulled it up today. We did talk about it yesterday. That is down 11% at the moment at 28 hundredths of a penny, but doing pretty well there on Matty Allen. Note token. So big shout out to him. Let's jump over to overall coins on Pulsechain. Let's have a look here. We've got $8.6 million on trending volume and 160,000 transactions. And like I say, the top performers at the moment, Peach token up 18% there, BFF up 17%. Pika has been doing well the last couple 2 days, I think, up 12%. UFO, we've talked about that being a pretty good ecosystem with PDC up 10%. WB is up 10% as well. They're kind of the big movers over 10%. Kind of cool to see that. And look at number 10 there. Number 10 in the top 10 is Mafia. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And that is up 8.5%. So looking pretty good. And Teddy Bear, we might as well give honorable mention to that too, is up 8.75. So some nice things happening there. All right. That is the old Pulsechain. And it's going to lead us into talking about Mafia. So we're going to get into talking about that in a minute. But let's catch up in the chat there and see who else has jumped in here. We got Brennan, pump our bags, Larry. I do like that. Is that the quote of the day? Pump our bags, Larry. Probably is. And we got Anita as well. Hello. Good to see Anita. And of course, Lies Beneath. Look at that. Member for 26 months. Hex token for the win. Well, thank you so much, Lies Beneath, for not only being a member for 26 months, one of the longest members on the Hex token Discord, YouTube, but also just in every day with the Alpha strategy, the Richard Hart Golden Cryptos. A big shout out to you for that. Really do appreciate all that you do for the channel support. So a big shout out to Lies Beneath. Kind of cool. All right, we're going to get into BNB Mafia. Should we do that? Let's go. All right. All right, where did I go? I'm not sure. I got lost in transition. Archie says, congrats, Lies Beneath. Absolutely. Big shout out to him. Huge supporter there of the channel and in terms of the chat every single day. Kind of cool. All right, we got Mafia. Yeah, number 1 GameFi on Pulsechain, without a doubt. There's no doubt about it. The vault on both Pulsechain and on BNB, because it's obviously games played on dual chains, is over 240,000 US dollars now. It is absolutely outstanding. So very cool. We're at 3.97 billion pulse at the moment. Let's add up the numbers. We might even be a bit higher there. So 176. Yeah, we're getting pretty much up there. 3.97 billion pulse on the Pulsechain side. Absolutely amazing. 176,000 US dollars. You got to understand that is $17,600 a weekly payout to the top 5 families. So very exciting. And of course, it's only on a pre-launch phase 5 plus out of 11 phases. So it's really ramping up this game. Very excited to see that. Let's jump over to the BNB. While we're here, you can just toggle over there to see that. We can see the vault over there. It's got 116.24 BNB over there at the moment. And so that's looking pretty good as well. I'm not sure if I have the numbers there. It's not showing up the dollars for some reason. But that's pretty awesome. So yeah, over $240,000 on the 2 vaults. Very exciting there. Let's go back to the Pulsechain and have a look at that. So easy to join up to this game, right? So it's 2,000 Mafia, to play on either chain. So it's only 2,000, only a few dollars at most. So it's a really accessible game for everybody to play. So, and if you like to play to earn, right? So you can end up having fun playing a game, but also earn crypto while you're doing it, which is awesome. It's kind of the holy grail, right? So that's pretty cool. We've got 794 families at the moment on Pulsechain, 17 crime families, and 3.97 billion pulse in the vault. The game is expected to trigger at minimum at 5 billion pulse, so we're almost 80% the way there, which is pretty cool. Cheers, everybody. We've got some cool players playing the game amongst the top player list there, and the families are really starting to position themselves quite nicely. We've got the syndicate number 1, and of course it's got Family Plus there in gold. We've got Gearheads at number 2 there with Gifford Weir and Crypto Kool-Aid. Big shout out to the syndicate, of course, led by the Don Capone. That's our very own Archie. He's in the chat right now, I think, at the moment. So big shout out to him, doing a great job. Big shout out to Max Payne and the leadership team there as well. And of course, a special shout out to everybody in the syndicate. You guys are crushing it, and keep doing what you're doing, and we're going to do well in the game. Obviously, the syndicate is the most feared family in all of the Mafia game. Good reason for that. So I think people know that by now. You can either be our friend or our enemy, and it's not good to be our enemy. So there we go. We got the Yakuza, this mysterious family at number 3. The Salamanca's there, led by Nunza the Whale at number 4. And the Hustlers there, led by Adept, a.k.a. My Life is Awesome, or Lick Gains there at number 5. We've got also some competitive teams. The Mugnails at number 6. The Grand Clan, led by YouTuber Hansi Crypto. And Mumbo Italiano has moved into number 8 there, over 20,000, led by Gucci, the latest family to join. Interesting family indeed. We've got the OG Gangsters at number 9. They are number 1 over on BNB for the time being. So they're number 9 over here. So interesting family, this one. And then we've got the rest of the families down below there. The Trump family with Brizolgi, Trump there. Costa Nostra, Gambino there. And lots of other families in the house there. What do we got there? The La Mano Nera, the Supremo Starcanos, the Chinese Triads, and the Greys, Coach X there. Part of that UFO PDGC economy on Pulsechain. So lots of influences over on Pulsechain here. We've obviously still got the vault there. So 10% of the vault gets paid out to the top 5 families. Top family gets 30%, the bottom family gets 10%, and then we have 3 slots that have conditional payouts if the vault gets bigger the following week on future payouts. The crates continuing to fund the game is a big part of getting keys. I always say crates, so I keep saying that, but the keys, you buy keys, $20 to buy a key, gives you a chance to win some of the big in-game assets, including up to 5 million Mafia, 10 OG crates, 100 game keys, and of course lots of top in-game assets. So pretty awesome there. We've also got obviously the marketplace also feeding the vault. We've got obviously everybody's trading. We're getting lots of good trades on here. Very popular NFT market on Pulsechain. And of course $130,000 of volume, almost 2,500 transactions or items sold, and 107 million pulse. So doing pretty well there. Very popular the market at the moment. So doing very well. And then finally, we've got obviously buying and selling. If you're going to buy and sell Mafia on the market, there's feeding the vault as well. There's a 4.7% buy tax, a 16.6% sale tax. Good to have a 5% buy slippage, 20% sell slippage there. Kind of cool. So that all those things feed the vault, and you can see the vault of getting fed by them. You can see the chart down the bottom tells you, Taxman, the keys, and the marketplace. The Taxman, of course, is the buy and sell on the market. Keys are people buying keys to open up some of those crates, and the marketplace there is people buying and selling on the secondary market, all feeding the vault, and the vault's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. There's a lot of people that will miss out on this game, and because the game's starting to run away in terms of the vault, but anybody can play. Anybody can play this game, and especially some families are going to be very open-minded about that. So definitely join up to that today. I'm not sure if we've got anyone from the syndicate, but they can post the recruitment page for the syndicate, the number 1 family on Pulsechain and number 2 on BNB. So if you want to join up, you can apply for it. There's $100 to join, but and there's an application process to go through, but it's it's pretty easy really. So there we go. All right, that is doing pretty well. Now, obviously, we're waiting for big phases. We're waiting for a thing called alliances to come up. So if we click on the syndicate, we're waiting for allegiances. This is what we're expecting to come up anytime soon, possibly within the next 24, 48 hours. We're also waiting for the map. The map is coming up next. So if we go to the Wikipedia, we can see that the map is coming up next. And we're waiting for stage number 6, Mafia map. So it's going to be a huge upgrade for the game. Massive update. I mean, it's massive, massive, massive. I mean, this is a role-playing and strategy game. This is a big part of the strategy part, right? Strategy part with the map. So we're going to have all the different cities and different countries, continents. So it's going to be a big, big deal there. And maybe we'll have some surprises in there too. Apparently, it's supposed to be very visually appealing. So we'll look forward to that as well. So can't wait for that. And that's phase number 6 out of 12. There's 12 phases before the game launches. So you're still super early. Tell your friends if they like gaming and they want to play games, they can come and play. If they like crypto, then they come and do it for crypto. And if they like gaming and crypto, they can come to play to earn on crypto. So it's a really good place. Tell your friends. Great onboarding tool for Pulsechain. And of course, also on BNB as well. They can play both chains. Kind of cool. Yeah, that is where we are there. And Archie, the Don of the Syndicate, has kindly posted the Syndicate recruitment page there. So join up today. Only 2,000 Mafia to get a player. And then $100 if you want to join the Syndicate. You can join other families that don't have a $100 fee, but we are number one, and you do get the benefits on both chains if you're in the right families there as well. So kind of cool. All right, that is doing pretty well there at the moment. Now, obviously, we've got the price chart at the moment. This is Mafia. So we've got all the history here of the different alliances there, and we're expecting allegiances coming up. We've got a bit of a move in the price as well, back up at 12.24. So we're just over 1/1200th of a penny at the moment. Kind of cool. Market cap back at 1.2 million. So not bad. 5K in liquidity. Oh, sorry, turnover. And yeah, just up and away there. So kind of cool. On a BNB. So if you want to pick up 2,000 Mafia or speculate on Mafia or start to, if you do join a Mafia family, you can buy a Mafia and stake it, and you help the family earn in-game currency. So that's going to be a big, big thing coming up too. There's going to be multiple ways of earning on the game. We've got 3 at the moment, but there's going to be probably 4, 5, 6, who knows how many more ways of earning on the game. But that is buying Mafia on the old Pulsechain. And what else there? Remember, there's a 5% buy slippers that you're going to need for that. And then, of course, a BNB at the moment. We've got that ticking away as well at 0002872. We've had a bit of a recovery on BNB overnight. So a little bounce here from 0002157. We're now to 2,872. So nice there. Same buy and sell taxes on there too, feeding the BNB. So if you want to get that is it. Now remember, it's got a different contract because it's on BNB chain, so just remember that there's a different, and it's on PancakeSwap, right? You're buying and selling, so you need to switch your wallet over to BNB to be able to buy and sell over there. But super cheap opportunity, right? You can become a millionaire holder of Mafia. There's only 1 billion tokens, remember, over on BNB because it's so much cheaper than a Pulsechain for the time being. So definitely opportunities there. Now there is less activity in the game at the moment on BNB, but that may not hold up for that long. Who knows? So we'll see. Now, we're going to jump over to BNB quickly and have a quick look at the metrics over there. We've got 862 players over there, 17 crime families. Oh, 17 crime families. That's a new one. We've got a new crime family over on BNB. Whoa, 116.24 BNB. So we had some action over here. Those are the leaders at the moment over on BNB. Let's have a look at the families. We've had some news here. Who's joined over here? Let's have a look here. Who's the new family? The Chinese Triads looks like is the new one there. Gamma. So that's new over there. New York. Interesting town. Interesting town there. All right. So we've got, new family. Chinese Triads over there. Interesting. So that's interesting there happening there. AKA Archie. Interesting. All right. So we got the big news today, other than that new family, is the fact that we've got the Syndicate has got to Player Plus. So a big shout out to Archie the Don. We've now got Player Plus, and we've got the gold there, and that means we can do allegiances and other benefits. So kind of cool on that one. You can find out all the benefits of Player Plus, which really lifts you in the game by going to have a look at the family updates and look for Player Plus. And let's have a look at that. So increases your worth, it increases capo payouts, increases bank interest rate, increases HQ size. That's going to be key when the map comes out, and it allows you to create or join allegiances. So we are expecting the worth to kick in possibly today, maybe tomorrow. We'll see. We're also expecting the allegiances to be coming live soon too. So it's going to be fun to see as well. And of course, allegiances are here. You need certain requirements for allegiances. You have to be a Don of the family first of all, but it's going to help with vault sharing and everything else with allegiances and stuff like that. So definitely well worth reading those sections if you're up in the hierarchy there. So kind of cool. And big move here by the Syndicate, which is us, right? It's kind of cool. Big shout out to the Don, of course, doing a great job there. We've got Original Gangsters at number 1 over here. We got the Mugnaus at number 3, and we got the Yakuza at number 4, the Illuminati at number 5. They're the top 5. They're getting their share of that 10% payment per week from the vault, from 30% to 10%. And then in the next 3 spots, Costa Nostra, the PZ Blinders, and the OG Sopranos. And a brand new family there, Chinese Trads. Now we have got the Mafia Group way down at number 14. They've got Family Plus. They've got a little tiny family, so you only have to get 50% of your family upgraded with Player Plus, and then you can get Family Plus, and that's what's happened there. They've got a little tiny family, so easy to do, right? Much harder to do when you've got 38 members like the Capone family, or 23 like the OGs, so much bigger, firepower over there. Kind of cool. Now on the crates, you can still buy purchase keys for $20, and that feeds the vault, and you can try and win some of these prizes. They've still got all the businesses over there, right? 48 remaining. So it looks like 2 businesses have been found in the last 24 hours, down from 50 to 48, and they've still got all the Mafia there, 15 million Mafia to win. So you could win one of those, opening up one of those crates too. So all the businesses have gone on Pulsechain, right? You have to buy them on secondary market, and they only come up every so often. But on BNB, you can pick them all up. They're all still available. Kind of cool. That is where we're at over there. Obviously, the market is trading a lot lighter trade volume, but we have had a bit of pickup overnight. So it's gone up a little bit there, I think. So that's kind of cool. So people are starting to trade over there. And, of course, we've also got, obviously, the buy and sell taxes feeding the vault as well. Different contract, but, same taxes there. And it's all feeding the vault. The vault now, 116,000 BNB, $67,800 in US dollar value. Looking very, very good indeed. So those are some of the highlights there. Let's add up the vaults again. So we've got 175,000, 175, 600. So yeah, we've gone from over 240,000. We've got $243,400 in the vaults at the moment. So this is almost a $250,000 game. And that doesn't include all the other ways of earning, like buying and winning crates or trading on the markets, etc. So that's pretty critical. Almost a $250,000 US. Down in New Zealand, we have a Kiwi peso compared to the US. It's like 61 cents in the dollar. If we added that up, it's close to 400,000 New Zealand dollars. So it's depending on the way you do your numbers, but pretty awesome there. All right, so some good stuff happening, and like I say, coming up there, we're expecting to potentially have some news around the worth of the families if you've got Player Plus getting upgraded, and of course also the inventory. Inventory worth, and also the allegiances coming up there. Almost stuttering on that, but that's kind of where we are at the moment. All right, I think that's a big summary of that. Now we're going to finally wrap up with Hex. Hex at the moment. Let's have a look. We haven't got Ethereum, haven't an update on there. Of course, still stuck. No data there. But we have got day 430, and the date there, 15th of July. We've got the payout for Hex on Pulsechain at 7.028 Hex per T-share, looking pretty good. T-shares are down again. We're sitting at 9,327,000 T-shares on the old Pulsechain. Looking at the rewards that those T-share holders will get. Pretty modest penalties. Look at that. 9 days in a row, pretty low penalties. So people are not really in staking. A bit more confidence in the market, is it? But are we got rid of the loose hands? Is that what we've got? The next round of big in stakes I'm expecting is probably December, January, February, when the 10-year Hex stakes in stake. Depending on what the price of Hex will be, is my guess how much that will be. But that's kind of the play there at the moment. 65.6 million Hex in the reward pool. We got 25 new liquid holders on Pulsechain, down 12 miners, 123,509 miners on the old Pulsechain for Hex. And Hex, of course, you can pick up Hex very cheap, so you can still get a lot of big position in Hex. So it really is got a lot of upside. Remember, it's a positive cycle, right? So the higher the price goes, the bigger the yield goes, the more valuable the intrinsic value of Hex goes. And, of course, the LP is relatively lower than some of the other pools and the Richard Hart tokens. So you've got a lot of those mechanisms in there. We've still got BankX sitting out in the LP pool for EHEX, but other than that, it looks pretty exciting. We never know. Maybe we see some action there, even from Richard on the EHEX side. Could be an interesting play, but Pulsechain, of course, is the magic upride chain. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. All right, that is a sum up. What a day. We've talked about the crypto and Pulsechain pump, Ethereum ETF for next Tuesday. And we've also got, obviously, Larry Fink from Bullish there from BlackRock on Bitcoin. We've got bullish news around interest rates, bullish news around stock market, bullish news around ADA potentially coming up with the Chang fork. And, of course, we've also got the potentially Trump pro-crypto, pro-low regulation, clear regulation coming up for September, October, November. So, yeah, the future looks very bright. Let's end that poll that I was supposed to end a little while ago. Let's see what the results are from there. So let's have a look here. We got how excited are you about the future crypto market over the next 6 to 12 months? We got mega excited, 9 or 10 out of 10. We got 66% in there. So 2/3 of people are very excited. I should just say mega excited about the future of the crypto market in the next 6 to 12 months. We got 20% excited. We got 13% super excited. And we got not that excited as nobody. Everybody's pretty excited. So big shout out to everybody. Bullish days ahead, as Brown says. Bullish days ahead indeed. Now, a quick update from Mafia. Allegiance update is delayed until tomorrow. So that's from Archie the Don of the Syndicate. So there we go. Now, if you're a part of the Syndicate family on BNB, you know what to do. You've had some requests given out by the Don. If you could follow that request, that'd be very, very cool on the request that he made for that. So go and do that. That'd be great. All right. One last big special thanks once again to Lies Beneath, member for 26 months. Big shout out once again to Lies Beneath. You really do appreciate that. Now, you can support the channel in many ways. If you're on Hex Token, Superman Crypto, or Pulsechain X, you can become a member on Superman Crypto and Superman Hex on the YouTube, or you can join the Discord. That's $5 a month. You get access to all the information and all the cool community. And of course, you can also join the Strategy Club, $35 a month for that. And that's multi-chain opportunities in crypto, including meme coins, AI, and things like that, ROI protocols, lots of cool stuff there. And of course, there's also an Ethereum dress with some of those that like to contribute directly to the support of the channel. So get out there and do that. But once again, big special thanks to Lies Beneath. Always bring the alpha to the chat there. All right, that is the link to the Discord. Yeah, Hex Token Discord right there. So if you want to join up either the Pulsechain Hex Discord or the Strategy Club, get in there on that. All right, Strategy Club does include the Pulsechain Hex Discord, by the way. All right, I think we're going to leave it there. Let's leave it out on the video. Let's play that video one more time. All right, peace out, everybody. I'll see you in Discord. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bullish times ahead for us all, and of course, still really great position to accumulate a lot of cool stuff there. Brennan, yeah, I was going to talk about this too. Judge also dismissed classified documents case for Trump, which is the biggest case. That was the biggest worry there with the council there. So that is the huge move there for Trump as well. Take care, all, says Lies Beneath. Absolutely. Hope you guys enjoyed today's full-on live stream. We covered pretty much everything. Take care, everybody, and bye for now.
I know you have been a leader in willing to embrace crypto. You have made it so that people can be in Bitcoin. We hear that you are thinking about Ethereum. These are incredible things. Now, BlackRock is not known as a gunslinger by any means. So you obviously must believe that this may be as an alternative. Is this an alternative in order to be able, because of a deficit, maybe something long-term people should have?
Absolutely. As you know, I was a skeptic.
Yes.
I was a proud skeptic. And I studied it, learned about it, and I came away saying, okay, my opinion 5 years ago was wrong. Here's my opinion today. This is what I believe in today. I believe the opportunity today. I believe Bitcoin is legitimate. I'm not trying to say there's not misuses like everything else, but it is a legitimate financial instrument that allows you to have maybe uncorrelated, non-correlated type of returns. I believe it is an instrument that you invest in when you're more frightened, though. It is an instrument when you believe that countries are debasing their currency, debasing their currency by excess deficits, and some countries are. I believe we have countries where you're frightened of your everyday existence, and if you have an opportunity to invest in something that is outside your country's control, then you can have more financial control. And so I'm a major believer that there is a role for Bitcoin in portfolios. I believe you're going to see that as one of the asset classes that we all look at. I look at it as digital gold, as I said before, and I do believe there's a real need for everyone to look at it as one alternative to, I would say, the optimism that I have in the world. If you want to hedge hope, Bitcoin is not an instrument for hope unless you're hopeful you're going to make a lot of money on it. But I look at it as a vehicle in which you're expressing your financial acumen in something that you're more frightened of the world, you're more frightened of your existence. And I believe there's a great industrial use for it. And I think a lot of people are missing that.
I couldn't agree more. I changed my mind about it when you did. You had been my thinking. It was like, you don't believe in it, so I can't believe it. I want to thank Larry Fink for the message of optimism.
Thanks.
And also for a great quarter. Larry Fink is the co-founder, chairman, and CEO of BlackRock. I think the most important